Eagle River to the Sioux, from the Allegan Forest to Copper Harbor, from drag racing to Formula Indies. When it comes to covering the sport of snowmobiling, no one does it better than Michigan on Snowmobiles. Michigan on Snowmobiles is brought to you by Yamaha, makers of the most technologically advanced snowmobiles in the world. Keewaydin Casinos, let it ride. Micro Belmont Engineering, your cat connection. Butch's Jet Ski, your personal watercraft headquarters. And United Express Line Trailers, we're behind you all the way. So sit back and relax. Michigan on Snowmobiles will be right back to bring you the fun, adventure, and excitement from this past week.
Light makes right. In the battle to stay ahead of the pack, lightweight equals better performance and more nimble handling. Legendary Yamaha reliability and quality arrive on the snow in '97 in 10 new generation sleds, each one the lightest in its class. Built around 3 new engines, including the lightest triple in the industry. Light sleds, the right sleds, Yamaha.
What goes around comes back around, so let the new year start. Where gloves are worn to warm your hands, and good friends warm your heart. Share the dream, share the spirit, share the secret when you hear it. Keewaydin.
Welcome to Michigan on Snowmobiles television show. My name's Rick Owen. Got on a great show coming up for you today. Dave, remind the folks at home, where are we?
Rick, it's the first week of snowmobile season, the week we've all been waiting for. We're up in Lake Ogibic area. We're going to find some snow. Back to you.
And who's our guest guide?
We've got our guest trail guide for the week, Rich Kirk, with us.
But before we go out on the trail, we'd like to apologize to Jack Vince's Yamaha in East Jordan. Little typo error last week. Jack would also like to let you know that they've got a blowout sale on clothing. They've got a truckload. Jack told me some of the prices, and they're too good to be true. We'll be right out on the trails after this break.
If you're looking for some great deals on 97 Arctic Cat performance parts, products, and service, come on into Micro Belmont, 5385 Clay Avenue Southwest, Grand Rapids, Michigan. They got it all.
Light makes right. In the battle to stay ahead of the pack, lightweight equals better performance and more nimble handling. Legendary Yamaha reliability and quality arrive on the snow in '97 in 10 new generation sleds, each one the lightest in its class. Built around 3 new engines, including the lightest triple in the industry. Light sleds, the right sleds, Yamaha.
Get your new Arctic Cat early and get the sled you want, the best deals, and of course, a good night's sleep.
From the trail to the track, Woody's Traction Products stick with you. Ask for Woody's Traction Products at your local dealer, or for more information on Woody's Traction Products, call 517-689-4911 today.
Hello everybody, we're here in the Bergland area in Ontonagon County in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We're on the Bill Nichols Trail System currently, and we're headed towards the railroad trestle bridges. It's going to be some beautiful areas, so kind of stick around. It's going to be a great show. Also, I'd like to take the opportunity to tell you about the Yamaha Revolution. Yamaha this year has 10 new models, all with new generation suspensions, 3 new engines, including the lightest triple in the industry, and all aluminum chassis, so light in weight yet so rigid it delivers razor-edged handling, a superior hydraulic brake, and aggressive new styling. For $19.97, choose from 20 premium sleds. Each is designed with different features for different riders with different needs. All are built with industry-leading Yamaha quality and the industry's first 3-year warranty. There are trends in snowmobiles and there are revolutions. Welcome to the Yamaha Revolution for 1997. The power behind this revolution. There's no power struggle here. Yamaha already has the industry's best reputation for engines that are smooth running and reliable, with unbeatable power, full shot to top end. Now, with the introduction of our new 700 Triple, only Yamaha offers sleds with 1, 2, 3, and 4-cylinder power plants. 20 models in all, each designed with special features to meet the performance, handling, and comfort needs of individual riders. Yamaha. Last week we told you about the 600 VMAX from Yamaha. Well, I'd like to take the opportunity to tell you about the Venture 500 and 600. Plush seating for 2. Luxury with power and comfort for 2. The all-new Yamaha Venture 500 and Venture 600 with Smart Carb. Touring 2-up is better than ever. New styling, new power, new handling, new comfort, and every inch a Yamaha. See the sights? Then jump on and see the world. Your limo is ready. One ride on a new Venture 600 or 500 and you'll have to agree, everything about these new 2-up touring sleds is designed for long-distance luxury.
Well, this used to be the old railroad grade that was abandoned years ago, and it used basically for hauling the different minerals out of the Keweenaw, and they turned it into a snowmobile trail, making good use of it. It's one of the most traveled trails in the UP. It's beautiful out here.
Yes,
it doesn't get a whole lot better than this.
Yeah, you can tell by looking at the timbers on this thing, there must get a lot of traffic on this. It's chewing it right up.
Unbelievable.
I wouldn't want to be the one out here fixing it every year.
It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to maintain these trails up here. And like I say, it's one of the most traveled trails in the UP.
Yeah, got to give the guys and the groomers a big hand for the work they do up here.
Big time kudos.
Yeah. Let's go back out riding again.
Let's go.
Once again, we'd like to say thanks to Richard Crook from the North Winds Resort in Bergland, Michigan, for putting up with us. No, for putting us up and being our guest host and showing us around the trail systems. Now let's go to the MSA Snow Show and to Woody's Grass Drags in Hastings, Michigan, which was taped earlier on this year.
Irons welcomes the snowmobiler year after year with staging areas in and around the city. The home of the famous flea and ox roast in the summer, Irons has superbly maintained trail conditions in the winter. All groomers are also first responders and volunteer firefighters, so rest assured the whole family can enjoy a trip to Irons. Poker runs, gorgeous terrain, and the greatest food and drink around. Irons connects you with hundreds and hundreds of miles of trail systems. Come visit Irons, Michigan today.
Let's check this week's tech tip.
Hi, today's tech tips are fuel, oil, and additives for your snowmobile. Fuel is the most important thing that we need to consider. Make sure we have a clean, reliable source for fuel that you can trust. Second thing is the oil. Always run the manufacturer's suggested product. Third thing that we want to talk about today is additives for your fuel in an emergency. Sometimes when we're up in the Great North, we get a little bit of moisture in with our fuel and we don't want that problem, so we're going to carry along with us a can of dry gas, isopropyl alcohol only, and this will give you a reliable source of fuel. Try to avoid the octane boosters as an additive to your gas. Buy the recommended octane fuel recommended in your owner's manual for the best results with your sled. Be careful, enjoy your snowmobile. See you next week.
Hi, Mom.
Here we are in Hastings, Michigan for the Woody's Grass Drags. This is early October and it's being run in conjunction with Jimmy McHugh and also the folks from MSA. Fantastic show here this weekend, folks. There are over 5,000 spectators. It's a great deal. The MSDRA is the sanctioning body for the races here this weekend, and they just do one heck of a great job. They've got Mike Rohrabacher as their flagman starter. On the other end of the track for finish lines, they have a real high-tech system, I believe came from Portatree. That's being operated and set up by a fellow named Bob Crittner. And there's a whole staff of people. It looks to be 30 or 40 guys walking around helping out, trying to make this show a success. You know, the MSDRA, they are one of the premier drag racing organizations in the United States or Canada. These folks have really come a long way since they started out back in, well, the second time around they began in, I think it was 1990 or thereabouts. A fellow named Dave Dunnigan and Gordon Lee, and I think Bill Cudney was there, and Gary Golden was there, and his wife Jackie, and gosh, there was a whole bunch of us just sitting around kind of daydreaming, and they put this thing together, and it's just turned into a big old monster. They run all over the United States. It starts in June or July and runs right on through the winter. These guys put on a class act. Promoters from all over the country are trying to get them to come in and officiate their events. They have the best timing equipment in the country, the best people from registration right on through to the guys that are sweeping the tracks. Phenomenal show. If you ever want to see some great drag races, you got to check these guys out. Speaking of checking them out, next season it looks like we're going to try and cover 5 of their races. That's a tentative thing. It depends upon how it all comes together, but it's very possible we may show you some of the biggest, baddest, fastest machines in the United States or Canada. The manufacturers use this as kind of a preliminary testing grounds to find out how good their equipment really is, and also to let general consumers see the new models. So, you know, if you're looking for a great time, neat stuff to see and do, the grass drags are a great place to be. 1997-98 is going to be a phenomenal year for the grass drags. And another thing to kind of keep in mind, the asphalt scene that not a whole lot of people know about is really starting to take off. There's an area out in Minnesota right now that's just having a blast with this. These guys are taking snowmobiles designed for snow, running them in the dirt, and now they're running them on asphalt. They're turning times in the low 10s. Some of them have broken into the 9s. They're going over 130 miles an hour in a quarter of a mile. They are just an awesome sight to see and behold. Neat stuff, and it's going to be right here on Michigan on Snowmobiles TV network. By the way, last season, at the very end of the season, our last show of the year, we run our traditional thank yous. And an unfortunate thing happened. We forgot to thank somebody who really was key in making the 96 season a success. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Ron Patton and Bob Baker at Stud Boy Traction Products for setting up our machines so they were safe and agile for last season. Guys, thank you. Now let's sit back and just kind of watch the show. These sleds are awesome. 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, 5 seconds for a pass. Fast. Watch them.
I'm here with Rick Slavin, the Yamaha rep in Grand Rapids. Rick, what are we looking at as far as the lineup this year?
Well, for 1997, Yamaha has come out with 10 different models.
Well, great. I'll tell you what, if you're thinking Yamaha, there's a wide lineup. So remember, Yamaha in 97. We're here at the 96 Expo with a friend of mine, Bill Manson. Bill, how's it going today?
I tell you what, we're at the Berry Expo Center just north of Hastings for the snow show and grass tracks. And I tell you what, MSA has done a wonderful job of putting together the snow show. We've got 3 times the vendors that we had last year. We put together a ton of people are coming through and are looking and buying. Everybody's walking out of here with a package. And it's a fantastic show. And like I said, it's again third time for last year. I think we've only got room to expand.
How are the grass drags going?
Grass drags are really great. I tell you what, the word got out last year from all the drivers and what a great track this is, and it still is. And we're pulling drivers from 3 different states, and we've even got a factory team here this year. And I tell you what, they're all happy and they're having fun.
Well, if you've missed it this year, don't miss it next year.
Be there.
What's happening in the world of snowmobiling is in the Michigan Snowmobiler. Pick up a copy of Michigan's oldest snowmobile publication and subscribe today. The Great Lakes only winter wonderland traveler, the Michigan Snowmobiler.
If you're looking for some great deals on 97 Arctic Cat performance, parts, products, and service, come on into Micro Belmont. 5385 Clay Avenue Southwest, Grand Rapids, Michigan. They got it all.
Let's see what kind of trouble Yikes is getting into this week. Yikes! Whoa! Happy holidays!
Yeah, it's holidays!
You're not out drinking. What are you doing?
Let me, you need a beer, man. Have a couple of beers.
Yikes, what? Give me them keys.
Whoa,
Give me them
holidays.
keys. Hit the room. Go have a beer in the room. You don't belong drinking on the trails, Yikes. When you're out riding, save the drinking for later. Don't be like Yikes.
Hello, this is Bill Manson for the Michigan Snowmobile Association. I'd like to take a minute and talk to you about grooming. All of you have been out on the trail when you've seen one of those big snow groomers pass. Do you know that right after that happens and you get on the trail, you've ruined it again? It takes anywhere from 1 to 4 hours for trails to set up. Probably most of you didn't know that on a 26 to 28 degree day, it takes 1 hour for a trail to set perfectly. If it's a 10-degree day, you're looking at more like 5 hours for a trail to set hard. So that's why we encourage most of those groomers to get out there at nighttime after midnight when traffic is low and get those trails set and groomed. Once that happens, and they continue to groom at night, the trails only get better. So next time you do see a guy out there grooming during the day, still wave at him because he's making you feel good that he's trying, but we want to get him out later at night also. This is Bill Manson for the Michigan Snowmobile Association.
The Michigan Snowmobile Association wants you to know how you can impact the sport of snowmobiling and have a voice in the decisions that affect you. For more information, call the MSA today at 616-361-2285.
Hello everyone, this is Gary Golden here with Michigan on Snowmobiles. Today our guest is Rob Musselman with Woody's Traction Products, and we're here at the Novi Sports Expo exposition. And Rob, first question everybody's got on their mind is, how is Brian doing?
Well, Brian was in a severe snowmobile accident in Idaho Falls at Yellowstone this year, and 7 months later, we got to say that Brian is making progress, definitely improving on a weekly basis. So certainly looking forward to having Brian have a functional life in the future.
That's excellent. Well, we wish Brian well, and everybody, there's kind of a recent update what's happening with Brian. On another front, how do you like the Expo today?
Well, the Expo has been a very big success here. It's, from what I hear, is the world's largest, well, not the world's largest, but the United States' largest Expo snowmobile show that they have. They've opened up all 3 gates here at the Novi show. The crowd has been tremendous, and it looks like they brought their pocketbooks too.
That's fantastic. We were speaking with Tom Anderson earlier, the promoter of this event. He said this is indeed the largest one in the world. So, no questions on that one. It's hard to argue. All right. This is fantastic. On a political front, we know there are some issues that are being addressed. Can you perhaps give us a little bit of those issues and what's happening within the industry to maybe try and resolve these problems?
Sure. Well, first of all, Woody's is going back to the grassroots of things. We're looking at more going into the snowmobile clubs and the snowmobilers on the trail. The racers are still a primary factor, but at this present point, the snowmobile industry has really been on a 5-year upswing, and the numbers in the trails have certainly increased greatly.
Hello everybody, we're here at the Novi Snow Show, the world's largest snow show, and I'm sitting with Tom Anderson, the promoter. Tom, I'd like to get your comments regarding the show. It looks like it's been fantastic overall. What can you add to that?
Gary, we can't add a whole lot. It has been a fantastic show. It's our 6th year here in Novi, or in Michigan, with the show. We started out at the fairgrounds, moved it out here 5 years ago, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing.
I see this year that you've opened up a substantial number of additional displays. Last year there was several different shows, and this year I see it's all snowmobile related.
All snowmobile related. We're using the entire building this year. Last year there was a ski show in here and another show of another kind. We took over the entire building at 204,000 square feet. To break that down a bit, Gary, we could put 6 football games in here and play them all at the same time. It's that big a building.
That's fantastic. The overall crowd response has been tremendous. Do you have any idea how many people may have been through here so far?
Our numbers are not final yet, Gary. We're looking right around 18 to 21,000, right in there, we're guessing. We haven't got Sundays counted yet.
18 to 21,000. Does that make this probably one of the largest shows in the country?
It is not only the largest show in the country, Gary, it is the largest snowmobile show in the world right now. We put together, in fact, it was the largest one a year ago. We haven't promoted it that much, but we're promoting it right now as the world's largest snowmobile show with 200,000 square feet of space, with 18 to 20-some thousand people coming. It has become actually the world's largest snowmobile show.
And it's right here in Michigan. Most people are within an hour to 2 hours drive of here.
That's what's helped make it so big. It's very close to the population center where snowmobilers are. We put a show on, the displayers put it on. They don't come to see me, they come to see the displayers.
Before the footstep of man, after dinosaurs trod the earth, a blanket of pure white snow covered the whole world. Do you know what we call that time? The good old days.
Make your own good old days with a Ski-Doo from Team Butch. Ski-Doo, engineered for the way you ride. Team Butch, 7357 Expressway Court, just off US 131 at the 76th Street exit.
Let's check out the snow report and see what the conditions are like in your area this week.
Hi, this is Sherry, and it's time for the snow report. Unfortunately, most of the Michigan has received that liquid snow that we all dread. We need snow. In the West Michigan area, there is no snow, so the trails are very, very poor. In the Irons area, we have got 3 to 4 inches of snow, and they also have received rain, so the conditions are there for as well. In the Gaylord area, there's 3 to 4 inches, and it's raining up there too, so make sure you call ahead. Over in the Ken Ross area, we've got 6 to 10 inches. They also have received some rain, so you need to call ahead. Over in the Two-Hearted River area, they have 6 to 10 inches, but they don't have any rain, so make sure you call ahead. In the Christmas Munising area, they have 6 to 10 inches, but they've also been getting some of that rain. However, over in the Berglund area, they have 10 to 12 inches of base, and they're expecting 3 to 6 inches more, so make sure you call ahead. That's it for the snow report. Remember, we need snow in a bad way, so get out there and pray for it. Remember, if anyone would like to be a snow reporter, please call the number on your screen. That's it for this week. We'll see you next week. Remember, think snow.
What goes around comes back around, so let the new year start. Where gloves are worn to warm your hands, and good friends warm your heart. Share the dream, share the spirit, share the secret. When you hear it, go waiting.
Before the footstep of man, after dinosaurs trod the earth, a blanket of pure white snow covered the whole world. Do you know what we call that time? The good old days.
Make your own good old days with a Ski-Doo from Team Butch. Ski-Doo, engineered for the way you ride. Team Butch, 7357 Expressway Court, just off US 131 at the 76th Street exit.
For those who ride, you know snowmobiling is great fun. What you probably don't know is that drowning is one of the leading causes of snowmobiling fatalities. When it comes to riding frozen lakes and rivers, always check with locals for ice conditions and know before you go. Traveling on ice can be dangerous. Beware of pressure cracks, thin ice, and open water, and always ride with a buddy. When it comes to ice, if you don't know, don't go. Safe riders, you make snowmobiling safe.
Boy, we sure hope you enjoyed today's show. Due to snow conditions, we were not able to get back out on the trails. This is Michigan, folks. We need you all to get out and do your snow dance. We want to get out riding. We'd like to thank Richard Crook from the Northlands Resort for being our guest guide. We can't wait to get back up there when the conditions are right. For you folks up in the Gaylord area, this was just phoned in as we were taping this. You've got to stay on the trails when you're riding the abandoned railroad grade. The landowners up there are threatening to pull the trail. Please, in the Gaylord area, number one, stay off the railroad tracks, ride where the designated trail is next to it. When you're riding the rails to trails, the old abandoned railroad tracks, do not wander off the trails or we're going to lose that old trail system. If we lose that trail system, we're in trouble. On another note, you're going to see on the screen right now, we have a brand new internet site. Here at Michigan on Snowmobiles, we are the first ones ever. We are selling used snowmobiles. Right now, the number's on the screen. If you would like to have your snowmobile sold on our internet site, which will be active next month, we've got to get a few sleds up and running. So far, we've got about 25 sleds we're going to put up on it. Give us a call, and we'll get your sled up on the internet site. There's also other information, like where we're going this winter. We got a lot of calls from last week's show wanting to know where we're going. We're going to be going to the Irons area this year. We're going up to Christmas, up to Foggy's area. We're going to be going up to the Two-Hearted Creek area, the Two-Hearted River area in the UP. We're going to take you on a rustic trail show. The scenery up there, I've seen some aerial footage last week. It's incredible. We're going over to Eagle River for the Snowmobile Derby, one of the world's largest snowmobile races. Also, we've got a surprise. We've got 2 shows this year coming to you from the I-500, the Monster Mile. Who's going to be the winner this year? You'll have to stay tuned. On next week's show, countdown to the I-500. Tell your buddies, we're right here on Pass. Next Sunday, see ya.
Now is the time to buy a 97 Polaris snowmobile from Rosenau Power Sports. Save up to $650 on a complete line of 97 Polaris snowmobiles. Or take no down payments, no interest, and no payments till May 97. And get a free second-year engine service contract. We'll give you a $25 gift certificate if we can't beat your best deal. This offer ends this month, so get to Rosenau Power Sports on Ford Road, just west of Telegraph in Dearborn Heights. Call 313-278-5000.
Believe me, folks, this is no walk in the park.